Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
Hello.
Today we are going to be doing a review on the Merlin Gold Annual Pass. In this video, we are going to chat about why we decided to get the Gold Annual Pass this past year, what the pros and cons are of having the Gold Merlin Annual Pass, what we've used the Gold Merlin Annual Pass on, and
future plans,
whether or not we're going to renew. That's the little secret for the end. But I'm sure you'll probably get our vibes throughout the video to see what we think of this. We decided to take an annual pass out because we are firm lovers of Merlin.
Well, we found ourselves going to the parks a lot without the annual passes, didn't we? And
yeah.
We thought, how can we make this a little bit cheaper and kind of work it to our advantage?
Yeah, and especially where we have two small children, and you know, we are massive fans of Legoland. We're very fortunate. We're semi-close.
Yeah, about an hour and a half away, just under, aren't we?
Yeah, so we needed, like, obviously, when we were doing days out, it was becoming pricey. We were getting quite stressed because we were trying to make the most out of our day, which, you know, you do when you don't have annual passes because you don't know when you're going to go back. So we were trying to get in, like, the longest queues to do the rides, like at Legoland. When we first went and we weren't annual pass holders, we queued Edie and I queued 90 minutes for Mythica. So, you know, with the annual pass, that has allowed us to go back more. So, you know, we're not gutted if one day Mythica's at a 90-minute wait, because when we go back and we've done the Christmas, Mythica's been a 15-minute wait. So it's really opened us up to be able to get more done
across more visits,
across more trips.
And it's also made them less stressful, haven't they, the visits?
Yeah.
Like, we're not having to worry about getting everything done in one visit.
Obviously, you know, it does depend on your family, to which pass you would ideally like to pick. We went for Gold because of Simon's job and our eldest being in primary school. We needed something that was gonna cover the summer holidays, majority like the summer holidays, and half terms.
And weekends.
And weekends, yeah,
So
because
that's flexibility then, doesn't it?
yeah, and Gold gave us that. Silver Pass did have some availability for half terms, but like a lot of the summer holidays was blocked out last year, and I think there was like October was blocked out, so it just really wasn't an option for us to use it.
No, that's the only one really with as you say, my job role and Edie being at primary school this year, that we could get a lot out of it and make our money's worth out of it.
And you know, we've done a lot on our pass, haven't we?
We have done a lot. We've done Legoland 3 times. We've done Chessington a couple of times. We went up to Alton Towers and stayed over there for a weekend, and we did a day there at the park. And Alton Towers is a favourite of ours because the CBeebies, because of our kids are just at that age where CBeebies is still a thing to them, and they do like it, and so that we try and make the most out of that whilst they're still young enough. But also as Edie gets older and as the kids get older, like making use of the other parts of Alton Towers is going to be a huge advantage of that as well. Which
I cannot wait for. I'm desperately waiting. So currently Edie is 115 centimetres, and I'm desperately waiting for her just to get to that 120 centimetres, because it means it opens up so many more ride options at Chessington, at Alton Towers, and it means that she can do the last ride that she's not quite tall enough to do at Legoland, which is Mia's horse riding school. She's so desperate to go on it, but it's 120 centimetres.
If you go and watch our Legoland vlog, you'll see her run over to that Mia's ride, and she was like, "I'm still not tall enough."
Because she is, and if you've watched our channel and you've seen our videos, she is such an adrenaline junkie and a thrill seeker, so she'll be great.
We've also just done the London Eye for that as well, literally this weekend just gone. So we stayed up in London for for my like early 30th birthday like celebration and weekend away, and we weren't even planning on doing the London Eye, were we? We were just up there and thought, what can we do on a Saturday as the weather was nice? And we were like, well, we've got the Merlin Annual Pass, so why don't we make use of that whilst we've got it? So the London Eye was included on that, and all we had to do was pay for a ticket
for one
me,
ticket.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually, really lovely story, and shout out to the young lad that did it. But when we went to go onto the London Eye, we got into the general entrance queue. So we got in there, and the young lad scanned our tickets, and he was like, "Oh, you're gold annual pass holders," and we were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, you don't actually have to queue with the general. You can go through fast pass." So it saved us waiting. We literally got to go straight through. We had our body light searches, like you go through airport security basically, and I'm not surprised.
Probably shaved us off about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we were booked for 12:15. We turned up half an hour before like we were supposed to, and we were on by 12, weren't we? So yeah, probably shaved us about 15 minutes.
So that was really good. We went into the Merlin building opposite, and we placed our bag. So it's also, I will go up down and say, once we get to the pros and cons, another little perk of having the discount with your annual pass.
Should we talk about pros and cons then?
Let's get into it, because this is the bit that you will probably all watching for if you are watching this video.
So we should start with the good ones then. So,
Let's go.
So this is what we've kind of like come up with after discussing it and thinking about our trips over the last year.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest one for us, and I think we've mentioned it already, is the fact that we can go on that gold pass during the school holidays. And the fact that obviously we're a family, we have a child that is at primary school, obviously the school holidays is a big factor. So if you are looking to go for a pass that allows you access during a large amount of the school holidays, then the gold pass is definitely ideal for that, for sure.
I think it's also worth noting that I have seen on a Merlin Facebook page that even platinum passes now have restriction days. So obviously we are going off of our pass that we've had in 2022, but it's worth obviously doing your research for 2023 passes. I still believe, so you can get in with the gold pass over 340 days a year, which is amazing in my eyes. So yeah, just double check with your passes when picking. So the next point was free parking.
Woohoo!
No, literally. I know Chessington is £5, I want to say.
It's something like that.
It is, isn't it? Legoland, again, I think it's £5. Alton Towers, I think was a bit more spenny. I think we were looking at more £6 for day parking at these places. But with the gold annual pass, you do actually get free parking. It's worth noting as well that the free parking for Merlin attractions is only with gold and platinum. If you're going to these places and visiting, say, Legoland 3 times, that could be £15 over a course of like a couple of trips on just parking to leave your car in the car park. Not with this.
Think of it this way, it's an extra ice cream or two for the kids.
Exactly. And the guys at the gate and the guys and the girls are really good. Once you just pull up, you just show them your lanyard and they literally just wave you through. We did have to queue at Alton Towers to get out when we went up last summer and visited with my friends. But we were in the park literally until closing time, so you know, it is what it is. But otherwise the queues are never that long, are they, getting out? Yeah, just show that and you wave on through.
So the next pro that we both thought was a huge one was the discount you get. And you get discount in the shops, you get discount in the restaurants. And I think if you are planning on eating out in the parks, having that discount does help. Like obviously we do sometimes take packed lunches, and we have taken picnics for the times we've gone in the summer, and that's nice. But like when we went at New Year, like it was pelting down with rain, wasn't it? And the only place we could really go and get food from was that pizza and pasta restaurant, that Italian restaurant,
which was really good. Like, don't get us wrong, and it's not that pricey before annual pass, but getting 20% off food, beverages, you know, ice cream, it does all add up. And even like at Legoland, you get 20% off at the toy shop. At Chessington, you know, you go do the Gruffalo ride, you get off the Gruffalo ride, you have to go through the shops, don't you? You get 20% off there. So it is worth being like, you know, like going for it if you're more likely to buy food and drink there. But like you said, like sometimes we take pack-ups. We've been known to take like meal deals from Tesco's. Love a meal deal. Our kids love a pasta pot meal deal. With the annual pass, you can also use something called the Merlin Holiday Club. So this is a website that you go on, and you can select what days you fancy going, and they will find you hotels or like little chalet GT things at the different parks. So Warwick Castle, Alton Towers, they've got like the stargazing pods, they've got CBeebies Hotel, Legoland, you've got both the hotels, you've got Chessington's Hotel all on there. And what that does is generates you a cheaper price that I believe is up to 20% off of, up to 20% off the price that a non-annual pass holder would be paying. So if you didn't live local to Alton Towers, which we don't,
no, it's about 3.5 hours away from us.
It's a mega drive. You can look at doing a hotel and it might work out cheaper. We have never stayed in a Merlin hotel.
But that might be something that we come on to later about a future plan.
Hopefully. We, having just priced it up, like when we've left, sometimes we have to pick Simon up from work, and obviously he works at school, so we don't ever get to leave sort of before early doors. So by the time we get to a hotel, we're like, is it really worth us staying in a Merlin hotel when we're not going to be able to use the facilities or experience like the true like hotel perks? So we've always found, especially when going to Alton Towers, which is further away from us, staying in a Premier Inn local or half an hour away has been more beneficial for us. We've been transparent. We're not going to sit here and say yes, do a hotel every time, because the cost of living and everything is expensive. So yeah, and the hotels around Alton Towers are fabulous, and we've done it a couple of times with different friendship groups, and it's always worked out cheaper.
But the holiday club, the Merlin Holiday Club, will definitely help.
Next one, we touched on it already, but a fast pass onto the London Eye. That saves you time queuing, really, which, especially I think if you were taking younger kids and you were having to, and you'd done a long day out there, and children get tired, you're not allowed to have the pushchairs in the queue.
Fair though, the buggy storage at that London Eye was brilliant.
Good.
And we didn't
really
realise
good.
about it until we actually turned up and did the bag drop.
Yeah, and the lady actually said that if you have a ticket to go to Sea Life Centre, Shrek's Adventures, the London Eye or London Dungeons, you can leave your pushchair there for free.
Yeah.
So what they do is they tag it, they give you a tag, and then they put a tag on your pushchair, and then it's kept there, so really secure. It looked really secure. There was a lady in a high-vis jacket, and a rope across it. We did use
we used the bag drop, didn't we? Because we had them in our rucksacks. We stayed up there overnight, so we just gave them the bag drop. That one did cost us £5, so it is £5 per bag that you do drop off. Pushchairs are free, but the bags are £5 each. But for the sake of having to take them on, you're not allowed to take them on anyway, but for the sake of putting them somewhere and somewhere safe, and also they're scanned as well, like you would at an airport, so they are checked for security.
Merlin,
for the sake of £5, I don't think that's too bad as well. And you can leave, you could have left them there all day, like as long as you pick them up by, I think it's early evening, then you can actually leave them for as long as you want. So you could, in theory, with your ticket, leave your bag at the bag drop, go and do a couple of the attractions there, and then come back later in the day.
Especially if you say you've come down from up north, like anywhere is up north compared to us, but if you come down from somewhere up north, you stay in a hotel the night before, and you're like down to do the sights, the general holiday in London sightseeing vibey, then chuck your bag in there, £5, she or he, whoever it is on, it was a lady for us, but they check your bags, and they've got toilets in there.
So let's look at the cons. So when we sat down and we were like, okay, what are the pros and cons for this? It was more heavily the pros. And we're not being paid for this. It's not an advert. We're not advertising it. This is purely us giving our opinion. And that pass has been brilliant for us. But the only thing we have found, I suppose, has been the blackout days. And I know that we had to go for that pass, and we chose that pass because of when we could go. But there are still some blackout days which we would have probably made use of that we couldn't make use of because of the pass. But I mean, when we say it's a con, it's probably a pretty minor one, isn't it?
But you can pay to upgrade your tickets to go on your blackout days. That is at certain attractions, so obviously you'll have to double check, but that is an option. So that was there if we can. We are pretty, to be fair, because we've been DLP annual pass holders for so long, we're used to having some blackout days anyway. So we're always pretty making our holidays and our days out fit around these blackout days. So that's really not the end of the world, but we were like, if we were going to have to say something, what is that?
And actually, I'll think of another pro just while she mentioned that. If anyone does know about the DLP annual passes and how much of a faff it is at the moment with the current reservation system to make a booking, one thing I will say about the Merlin one, the equivalent, is that it is super, super easy to book. Like, they have your own annual pass portal, you get your own separate part of the website, the booking website to each of the attractions to book your tickets.
Very rarely are they sold out.
No, like, we've not had a single issue with booking a day for an annual pass holder whatsoever. So for that, we can't fault Merlin whatsoever.
I think similar to the DLP annual pass, if you're obviously familiar with it, the similarities between them are you can only have 3 days booked at each venue. That seems to be pretty popular with most annual passes, like universally. So it's similar for the old Merlin, but it is what it is. And yeah, like you said, the Merlin booking reservation system for annual pass is a lot more smoother and less clunky than what Disney's is. And even go as far as saying buying a Merlin annual pass is easier than purchasing a DLP annual pass. We can go through a DLP annual pass.
I was just about to say that we'll do a video on the whole DLP annual pass, because we've just renewed, haven't we? DLP annual passes.
Just done 3.
So if that is something you'd like to see, then leave us a comment and we will go through that.
So we've gone through the pros and cons. It's looking like it's a winner. Now we're going to go through what we're going to do in 2023.
So are we going to renew?
Yes,
yeah,
we are.
We are, definitely. So yeah, we're going to go for the gold one again this year. So we're going to stick with that one because it's worked perfectly for us this year. When we've looked at the blackout days again, it still fits in with all of our plans and when we want to go. So it works for us. Yep. There are 4 passes, aren't there?
There are 4. So you have got at the basic bottom, you've got the Discovery Pass. Now at the moment, we're going to talk about the sale prices. So sale prices are as of today, which is March the 14th, 2023.
And I think they run up until the 2nd of April.
So you better get a good deal soon. So originally the Discovery Pass, it was £89, and on sale it goes down to £69 for the Discovery. Now obviously you only have 200 days to enter, so that could be a problem if you are wanting more flexibility on a pass. Then you have got the Silver Pass, which is £159 at full price, or £119 at the sale price. They have 300 days they can enter in a year, which is really not that bad if you're looking for more.
Yeah, so I think if you haven't got a child at school and you've got a bit more flexibility throughout any time of the year, I think maybe the Silver Pass is a good option.
Yeah, I think so. The Gold Pass, which is the one we are going to get and we're going to renew, and the one we've just done the video on, that is £219 at full price, or £179 if you're going to buy it before the 2nd of April. Now they have, you can go in for 340 days a year, so that's actually really not that bad. Or you've got the Platinum Pass, which is £299, and at sale price it's £239, and they have got 364 days of entry into the park. So yeah, that's really not that bad. That's a quick run through of the passes. The Merlin website does have the option to compare and take a little quiz to see which pass would suit you, your circumstance and your family.
Should we move on to what our plans are for this year then? So as we said, we're renewing, but there are different things we want to do with the Merlin Annual Pass this year outside of what we've done in the last 12 months or so. I mean, there are the staples like Chessington, for example. We want to go and do the new Jumanji Land.
Really excited to go on the new Jumanji ride.
Yeah, so we really want to go and do that. So I think that opens in May time, doesn't it? So towards the end of the spring season. So we are going to go and try and fit that in at some point. Yep. But there are also new things that we want to do. So one of them that we've looked at is Blackpool. So we do want to try and go up to Blackpool for a weekend or a long weekend, because there's quite a few different attractions up there that are included on the Merlin Annual Pass, which you can go to.
You can access the Blackpool Tower with your Merlin Annual Pass, and the main reason, you obviously have the Sea Life Centre as well, but the main reason we want to go to Blackpool to go and see all the other Merlin bits out there is because Merlin are opening up a Julia Donaldson Gruffalo and Friends Clubhouse. So this is going to be based on your popular Julia Donaldson books. So as a nursery worker, I'm like, ah! And our kids are fond lovers of her books. You're going to have the Gruffalo, I think the Snail on the Whale was one, Zog, and obviously Warwick Castle's got Zog, so the fact that Zog is getting an area at this Gruffalo and Friends Clubhouse is just amazing. So that's opening up in Blackpool. That is opening in May 2023, and they have spent £2.3 million on this indoor attraction. So Julia Donaldson seems to have a bit of a thing with Merlin going on. So you've got the Zog Playground in Warwick Castle, you have got the Gruffalo ride at Chessington. Controversially, don't know which you prefer, drop down below, the Bubble Works or the Gruffalo ride. I think the Bubble Works is still #1 for me.
I didn't know what the Bubble Ride was.
You didn't know what the Bubble Ride was? How can you live in the southeast of England, grow up here and not know what the Bubble Works were? That is shameful. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the cloud coming and to see what this attraction turns out to be like.
I think you've actually mentioned one of our other 2023 plans. I think we've said this a few times, and that's Warwick Castle. And I think because of Zog, and our children have just got into the like watching the Julia Donaldson stuff on Amazon Prime, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think it would be a shame to miss out whilst they're in that kind of like phase of going to see that. So yeah, I think Warwick Castle is on our list, and I think they do a lot of different events, don't they, Warwick Castle?
Yeah,
like we've seen a lot of kind of different things going on with different
content
YouTubers.
creators and things like that. And yeah, it looks like a completely different day out to what like Legoland would be and Chessington is and things like that. So yeah, I'd be really interested to go and see it, and I want to stay in one of their nights caravan-y things. I feel like that would be cool. So yeah, that's on our list of things to do. Obviously we'll go back to Legoland and Chessington. Again, I personally prefer Legoland over Chessington.
I think there's a lot more rides that the children that we've got. So we've got a 5 and a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more they can do at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, and our kids, they like animals, but Chessington animals, we've never seen them. Like, the monkeys are always hiding, the lions are always hiding. You queue for what?
I mean, we did go on one of the hottest days of the year last year, didn't we? So all the animals were probably a little bit hot.
They were hiding, and I think you only saw like 3 animals on this safari jeep that they did. So yeah, and I'm so desperate to take them to the Shrek Life up in London. Yeah,
so we want to try and do both that and the Sea Life Centre at the same time, don't we? Because Merlin do, you can get like 2 attractions for like, not for the price of one, but you can get them all included in one ticket price for the day. And it does help to make it a little bit cheaper. So if you're looking at trying to do a couple of attractions in a day or during like a short stay, then definitely look into the 2 attractions in one kind of ticket deal.
I don't know if your kids are going to be into Shrek Adventures and stuff like that, but they have other things there. They've got the Trolls, Puss in Boots is there, I believe. You have some other characters that are worth going and seeing.
Do you know what else is also there? Madame Tussauds.
Madame Tussauds!
Said about Madame Tussauds.
Is Madame Tussauds a thing anymore? Like, do people go and see that? I don't think. I wanted to go to do the London Dungeons, which is also... Well, it just says the dungeon, so I'm guessing you could do the Glasgow dungeons. There are
dungeons elsewhere, aren't there?
The Glasgow or Edinburgh, I'm not sure. I did the Amsterdam ones when we were growing up and loved it. It was brilliant. This one, it's not anything. So yeah, that's all on the Merlin Annual Pass, and that's all we got planned for 2023. The last thing we're going to be looking into doing in 2023 is going to the Lego Discovery Centre in Birmingham. It's near some friends of mine, so it's an option. It's quite far away. I don't think we would be going just to do that.
No, I don't think it's not a whole day thing from the sound.
No, but from, again, the content creators and the YouTube videos we've seen, my kids have seen, and things like that, it looks great. So we want to try that one as well. And again, you've got the Sea Life Centre up there, so you could probably make a full day out of it. Comment down below where you're going this year. We would love to know, and we would also love to know if you have decided to get an annual pass off the back of our video. If you could like our video, subscribe to our channel, check out our other social media accounts, that would be brilliant. And the last thing to say is, come with us and enjoy the adventure.
See you next time.
Bye!